Good morning students, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video we have discussed some tests on sequence and series. In this video also we will discuss some tests and then we will do some practice questions. So Rabi's test. If sigma un, this is a series of positive terms, and if you have n times un upon un plus 1 minus 1 and limit n approaches to infinity, if this is equal to L, then our this series un of positive terms, it will converge if L is greater than 1 and will diverge if L is less than 1. Now you can see that this term is just like ratios test. Clear? But the difference is there. In the ratios test we are using just this term only, but here it is with negative sign and multiplied with n. This thing you have to remember. Now he say what are some results are there. Rabi's test fails if L is equal to 1. He says that Rabi's test is convergent if L is greater than 1, divergent if L is less than 1, but Rabi's test fails if L is equal to 1. Now this Rabi's test is used when ratio test fails and when the term un upon un plus 1, it doesn't involve e exponential. Now if un upon un plus 1, if it involves e, then we apply logarithmic test after the ratios test, not the Rabi's test. So generally we apply Rabi's test after the ratio test, but if your un plus 1 term, if it involves e, then we won't apply the Rabi's test, we will apply the logarithmic test after the ratio test. Next you have the logarithmic test. Again, if un is a positive term series and you have the term n log of un upon un plus 1, limit n approaches to infinity. Now if this is equal to L, then same conditions are there as in Rabi's test. Your positive term series, it will be convergent if L is greater than 1 and it will be divergent if L is less than 1. Next you have Gauss test. In Gauss test, generally in all the tests we are using un as a series of positive terms. So here again in Gauss test, if un is given as a series of positive terms and you have uh, two positive numbers as rho and delta, and you have the sequence an which is bounded such that it can be expressed in the form un upon un plus 1, this is equal to 1 plus rho by n plus an divided by n raised to power 1 plus delta. Now you have the term un upon un plus 1. If you are able to expand this term in this way by applying the binomial theorem or by any of the method, then your positive term series un, it will converge if rho is greater than 1 and diverge if rho is less than is equal to 1. Clear? So it will depend upon this term rho. Note is there, this test is applied after ratio test fails, and it is possible to expand un upon un plus 1 in powers of 1 by n by binomial theorem or by any another method. So when the ratio test fails, we apply the Gauss test, and Gauss test will depend upon this term rho, and if rho is positive, then series is convergent. If rho is less than is equal to 0, then series is divergent. Next you have Cauchy's integral test. F be a function which is non-negative decreasing function, interval is defined as 1 to infinity, then the series sigma fn and the improper integral integral 1 to infinity fx dx converge or diverge together. So condition on function is there, it should be non-negative decreasing function on the interval 1 to infinity. Then this series and the improper integral both will converge or both will diverge. Next you have Leibniz theorem. What the Leibniz theorem says, let sigma n varies from 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to power n minus 1 an, where an is positive, be an alternating series such that the sequence an is non-increasing, that is an plus 1, this is less than is equal to an for all n. And second condition is limit an when n tends to infinity, this is equal to 0. If these two conditions get satisfied, then the series is said to be convergent. Alternating series means you have a1 minus a2 plus a3 minus a4 and so on. So this is about Leibniz theorem. Next you have, what do you mean by absolute convergence of the series? If you have the series sigma un and it is a series of positive terms, now this series is absolutely convergent if mode of the series is convergent. And a series is said to be conditionally convergent if it is convergent but it doesn't converge absolutely. That is, an converge but mode of an it doesn't converge. Now practice question. We have to find the value of limit x comma y, it approaches to 2 comma minus 2 under root x minus y minus 2 divided by x minus y minus 4 is. So you have to just find its value. Now what will we do? We will write this as limit ordered pair xy, it approaches to 2 minus 2 and you have under root x minus y minus 2 divided by x minus y minus 4. Now what you will do, you will just rationalize it. So what will we do? We will multiply and divide by root x minus y plus 2 divided by root x minus y plus 2. So what will we get? We get limit xy approaches to 2 minus 2. This will be x minus y minus 4 divided by x minus y minus 4 and then you have under root x minus y plus 2. Right. Now what happens? This and this term both are same. It goes. So you are left with 1 by under root x minus y plus 2. So you are left with limit xy, it approaches to 2 minus 2, 1 by under root x minus y plus 2. Or what it becomes? Just put x as 2, y as minus 2. So it becomes 1 by under root 4 plus 2. Or this is equal to 1 by 2 plus 2, which is equal to 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 is the correct answer. Right. Now see the next question. You have sum of the series sigma n varies from 2 to infinity minus 1 raised to power n upon n square plus n minus 2. This is equal to any of these four options which are given to you. So what will we do? We will just write it as, first we will factorize n square plus n minus 2. So what will be its factor? N square plus 2n minus n minus 2, or this will be equal to n plus 2 minus 1 n plus 2, or it becomes n minus 1 n plus 2. Right, now just expand it. So what we have, sigma n varies from 2 to infinity minus 1 raised to power n upon n square plus n minus 2. So which is equal to sigma n varies from 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to power n divided by n minus 1 n plus 2. Now we will solve it with the help of partial fraction. So what it becomes? Minus 1. So we get sigma n varies from 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to power n, n minus 1, n plus 2. So we will solve it with the help of partial fraction. So what I will get? 1 by n minus 1 n plus 2. So this is equal to a by n minus 1 plus b by n plus 2. Or this becomes 1 is equal to a by n plus 2 plus b by b into n minus 1. Now let's take let n is equal to 1. So what we will get? 1 is equal to a into 3. So a comes out to be 1 by 3. Now let us take n is equal to minus 2. So 1, this is equal to b minus 2 minus 1 implies b is equal to minus 1 by 3. Now substituting both values of a and b, what we are getting sigma n varies from 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to power n 1 by 3. So this will be 1 by n minus 1 minus 1 by n plus 2. Now as n varies from 1 to 3 and so on, so we will expand it. So 1 by 3, put n is equal to 1. So what you will get? Minus 1 raised to power 1 minus 1, and this is equal to 1 by, I think this is n is equal to 2 to infinity. It's not n is equal to 1. Just correct it. N is equal to 2 to infinity. Because 1 can't be here, because if you are taking 1 over here, you will get the denominator as 0. So n is equal to 2 to infinity. So this will be 2 minus 1 is 1 minus 1 by 3. Then you have plus minus 1 raised to power, first term n was 2, so this is 2. Now n is 3, so minus 1 raised to power 3, and you are getting 1 by 3 minus 2 is 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 minus 1 by 3 plus 2 is 5, and so on. So ultimately what you are getting, so what we are getting, this is equal to 1 by 3, and in the bracket you have 1 minus 1 by 4 plus this is minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 6, and so on. So collecting first, third and fifth term, you will get 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 and so on, minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 6 and so on. Now ln 1 plus x, this is equal to x minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 minus x4 by 4 and so on. So let us take x as 1. So what you will get, ln 2, this is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4 and so on. So this is equal to 1 by 3. This is ln 2 minus ln 2. Now what you will do? You will subtract 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. Then you will get this. Then you will get this term. Right? So here it will be positive sign. So what you will get, this is equal to 1 by 3 ln 2 and ln 2. So this is 2 times ln 2 minus, now take the LCM and solve it out. You will get this as 5 by 6. Or this is equal to 2 by 3 ln 2 minus 5 by 18. So this is the answer. Clear? So thanks to all. Subscribe the channel, like and share as much as possible. So we in this video we have discussed about some of the tests and some of the questions. Now all these questions, they belongs to IIT JAM. So I am uploading more videos on IIT JAM questions which are asked in the years 2022 and 21, 20 and so on. So if you like this series, if you like this video, just share it and subscribe. Thank you.